Hey guys, another tool upgrade video. In this one we're going to be looking at the Panavise, which is a benchtop vise, the PV201 with the speed control attachment as well. Let's take a look at it on the bench. So you're using one of these. Oh, look at me, I'm a pain in the ass. You got your little clampy things on there and oh, yep, loosen that. Oh, that's loose. Now this one's gone loose. Oh, look, it just fell over. Yeah, they're pretty annoying. There's a few specific uses that I use them for these days, particularly with wiring. Sometimes when I need to hold a wire, if it's inside an enclosure, for instance, you might have your enclosure here and you need to hold the wire, you go like that, bang, and I hold it like that. It's probably an easy way to do that, like using an alligator clip or something like that is probably a much easier way than using this stupid thing, but that's really all I use this for. And now that I've got the Panavise, I don't use it at all. Pretty much. I use the Panavise mainly for holding enclosures when I'm wiring up inside, because I suffer from a lot of headaches and migraines, just a relentless amount. I won't bore you with those details though. I find the posture sort of has a bit to do with it as well, so I need to keep my neck straight, and this helps a lot. So if you suffer from neck pain, or if you're doing a lot of wiring, it's not really good to be hunched over a desk when you're wiring inside the enclosure. This lifts it up a bit and you can angle it up as well. Let's just bring that camera back so you can see that more clearly. And let's go one better and actually put a pedal in it so you can see what I'm talking about. So you're soldering it up, you're like this, see how it's up on an angle? Let's move the camera around to the side so you can see exactly what I mean. And this is actually what it would look like if I was working on the pedal. So I'd have the soldering iron like this, as you can see, holds it up nice and straight. My neck is straight at the back here, and I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable doing it. And when you're comfortable working on something, your results turn out better as well. If you're not comfortable, you get irritated, you lose your focus, and you don't produce something that's as good as if you can focus on what you're doing and you're comfortable and you're happy within yourself. The product comes out the other end better quality. Does for me anyway, might not for you, but I find that if I'm comfortable doing what I'm doing, I can focus on it more clearly and do a better job. So as you can see, that's what it would be like if it was on the Panavise, and if I didn't have a Panavise like I used to do it, I'm more like this. As you can see, my neck's bent forward, and the soldering, you've got to sort of get in closer to you've got to be able to see what you're doing, so you've got to get in closer like this. In fact, I'll tell you, after a bit of work, I would probably be more like that, trying to get everything in there. And although wiring up a pedal doesn't take a hell of a lot of time, if you're doing a lot of them, it's probably not going to be good for your neck in the long run. I don't do a huge amount of them, but even if I just do maybe 2 in a row, I start to get sore neck, and sometimes I get headaches from it as well. So that was the reasoning for me to buy it. I was actually originally going to use it for PCB soldering as well, but I don't find it works very good for that. You've got to put, I should probably give it another go, but I'm just thinking, if I'm working on a PCB, I'll just grab one. So let's say I'm working on this PCB, it's one from Grind Customs Effects. This is obviously the steps in construction. You get your resistor, I just grabbed a random one, you bend it over like that, you stick it through, let's pick a random spot, let's say that one there. And what do you do now with the Panavise? Well, this one's actually held in quite tightly, but if it's not, it's going to fall through. It's going to fall through the other side. I don't like bending my leads like this, because then you end up with dodgy solder joints on the bottom. I like to keep them straight, which is the right way to do it. So you've got to put something on the back of that. So you could just use blue tack, which I use all the time, and blue tack it to the back like this. So then it's held in place, and then put it in the Panavise like this. As you can see, it's through. Then you'd solder those two on, then you'd take it back out again, and you'd take the solder off, and then you'd repeat the process, and then you'd go on to the next one, pop them through, get your blue tack, put it on the back. It's not the end of the world. I'll talk about that speed control, it just fell off in a minute. It's not the end of the world to do that, but it's much quicker. It's probably better for your posture to actually do it that way. and I might have to try it again, give it another go. But usually I just whack, you've probably seen me do this in other videos, I just whack a clump of blue tack down there. I put the resistor through, and then I just push it down and I solder it like that, and then I go on to the next one. That's the fastest way. Not the best for your posture. Again, you like this while you're doing it. The Panavise would be better for that. So it's personal preference, I guess, and I might end up going back to the Panavise actually, purely for longevity of the discs in my neck. So this little speed control, what's going on with this? It just fell off the side. It's an added option that you can put on the side of the Panavise. If you don't have it, this is what it looks like. So if you want to tighten it up, if you're going from something big to something small, you know, I mean, you can see if you're going back and forwards, that can get pretty annoying. I mean, that's the fastest that I can do it up. There's no other faster way to do it. So what you do when you have a product that has a bit of a flaw is you release something else at an extra charge, which is called the speed controller, and you provide a solution to your original product's flaw at a cost. That's what you do, isn't it? Something like that. Anyway, I don't think it was expensive. I think it was only about $8. You put that on the other end and it goes much faster. Stick your finger in and you know, you can go a lot quicker. So if you're going in and out a lot, this is definitely an option that you want to get. Like I said, I think it's only about $8 or something like that. It wasn't very expensive, so it's much quicker because the thread on it's quite thin and it takes quite a long time to open and close that clamp. And as you can probably see, didn't mention it, but as you can probably see, there's actually lines going this way and this way for if you want to clamp it that way or that way. It holds it in place with those little V grooves. So that's it for this tool upgrade video, the Panavise PV201. It's pretty good. If I was using it for component assembly, it would be something that I would wear out eventually because I'd be using it so much, but because I'm not using it for the component side of things, it's not as useful as I was hoping it would be. That said, I may, after reviewing this video or just recording this video and listening to what I'm saying, I may actually go back to it purely because it's better in the long run with posture and things like that, to sit up straight when you're at a desk. So I may actually end up going back to it, even though it takes a little bit longer to take it in and out of the vise. It's going to be better in the long run than just blue tacking it straight down onto the desk. And in that case, it's very well worthwhile. I think it was around about $35. I can't remember. I bought it a number of months ago. So again, it's not the end of the world. That little attachment thing, I think, it was under $10 for the attachment as well. So if it's something that you're going to use a lot, I'd definitely buy one. Or if you're concerned about your posture, or you're doing a lot of work on pedals and things, you're going to want to get one of those because you'll be using it all the time. It would be definitely worthwhile. If you're just doing the odd pedal here and there, then there's no point buying something like that because you're just going to use it a couple times and chuck it. Although it could be used for many other things, including in a workshop environment where you're working on little bolts and things like that as well. You might be able to use it for that. Although that is not what its intended use is for. It's mainly for PCB work, I believe. So that's it for this video. I hope you like it. Got one more tool upgrade video that I can think of at the moment. There'll be more in the future as I buy them. I'll be doing tool upgrades because we use tools all the time, and someone's opinion on a tool is probably pretty valuable to you. So you can, and you can see it in action as well. I find I base a lot of my buying preference on things like that. Seeing people using them and their opinion is obviously very valuable. And that's the beauty of YouTube. You can share all these things with other people. Thanks for watching.